Hi, everybody. Welcome. Just waiting a couple seconds here while everybody enters from the waiting room. Congratulations on your acceptance and your admittance to University College Dublin for the 2025 entry year. We're so excited to have you today, to be able to chat with you later in the breakout rooms. Essentially, the first part of today's presentation is an overview of what to expect next. It's going to answer a lot of your frequently asked questions, information you need to know, information you want to know. You'll also get to hear from current students, both during the main presentation, and then you'll get to chat with them and ask your questions in the breakout rooms. You'll also get to meet other offer holders in the breakout rooms and, hopefully even get to virtually meet somebody from your state or your part of North America. We're going to start with a quick poll here, and then you will get to meet our team based across the US. So we're going to start with this poll. I know it's a busy slide, but hopefully it's easy enough. My colleague Jim here is going to launch the poll in a second, but we're just wondering, many of you might have up to 4 different offers to different academic programs in UCD, but we're wondering who's actually in the room here today, who is represented, which academic program at the moment are you most interested in? Is it arts and humanities, business, agriculture, food, nutrition, or sports science, medicine or veterinary medicine, science, computer science, sustainability, social sciences or law, engineering or architecture, or are you still a bit undecided or particularly interested in our liberal arts and sciences program? Perfect. Thank you, everybody. We've got about 73% who have answered so far. We love this. Waiting about another minute here just to give everybody a chance to respond because I'm very, very curious. So far, it looks like arts and humanities is winning out, 26% of you. Okay. I think the results are actually showing here. So everybody should be able to see that. But we have a really, really good mix. There's at least a couple who are interested in every single college or academic program of interest. So this is really, really cool. Really, really great to see who's actually in the room. I certainly appreciate you all taking a moment to answer that. Okay, gonna stop sharing that and we're gonna move on and introduce, because I haven't introduced myself yet, and we're all going to introduce ourselves so you can meet the North America team for those of you who've not interacted with us before. I also just wanted to say, if you have any questions throughout the main presentation portion, please feel free to ask them in the chat and we will answer as we're available and as we can. But any big questions, especially for our current students, you'll have an opportunity to ask those in the breakout rooms. So my name is Chelsea Weaver, and I'm the recruitment manager for North America, and I am based in Seattle, Washington. And I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Jim to introduce himself as well.
Thanks, Chelsea. Hi, everyone. My name is Jim Pearson. I'm the regional manager for the North America team. I'm based in Chicago. I've been with UCD for about 10 years now and excited to welcome all of you to UCD soon. I'll pass it over to my other Chicago resident, Bridie.
Hello, thank you. Yeah, I'm Bridie. I'm the admissions manager with UCD. I see quite a few familiar names in the participation list, so that's very exciting. I also want to introduce my colleague Kendall, who cannot be here, but she is our engagement manager. And so, yeah, we're here to help you as you start this exciting transition.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah. Oh, my camera's. I am an admissions officer for the North America team, along with my colleague Tessa. I am based out of Boston and she is based out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And I'll pass it along to Carrie.
Hi everyone, my name is Carrie. I'm originally from Chicago, but I'm based in Ireland currently, and I work at admissions for UCD.
Love it. Thank you all. And our regional director here for North America, Shannon Farley, she's not in the room today, but she's certainly a wonderful part of our team. And I also forgot to mention, I saw somebody in the chat there. We wanted to welcome the parents who are here today because families are certainly welcome to this event to gather all of the information and chat with our current students as well. Okay, we are going to move on to talk a little bit more about campus. All of you are offer holders or parents of offer holders, so we think you have a pretty good sense of like what UCD, the student population, the campus, but just a tiny overview here. So we have about 18,000 undergraduate students on campus. 31% of our student population are international, 151 nationalities represented on our campus currently. And there's about 2,000 North American students on our campus as well. We are suburban, but I prefer to call our campus more semi-urban because it is suburban in the sense that we have a lot of land. We have 330 acres and we're sandwiched between the Dublin and Wicklow Mountains and the Irish Sea, which is really amazing. But we're only just over 3 miles from Dublin city centre or a 20 to 25-minute bus ride. So it's really not far from the urban life. Our academic buildings, student activities, and residences are all easily accessible to students. And essentially, if you're not a student in architecture, because that building is a little bit further out, your longest walk between point A to point B should be 20 minutes. So it is very, very central. I'm now going to hand it over for a minute to one of our current students, Ben Floyd. I'll have him introduce himself. He's going to chat about why he chose UCD.
Thanks, Chelsea. Once again, congrats to everyone on their offer. I know it's a really exciting time, so thanks for coming on to the Zoom to hear about our experiences. I'm a second year at University College Dublin. I'm from Washington State. I do a joint honors degree in English as well as information and communication studies. And the reason I chose UCD, I knew that I really love Dublin. It's an amazing place to be as a young person, and I really like Ireland as well. So the reason I chose UCD, instead of other Irish universities, I guess, would be, it's very globally recognized. It produces incredible industry leaders. For myself, I want a career in journalism, and there's loads of, Irish and European and internationally recognized journalists who've, gone and sat in the same lecture halls as me and gone through the same process. So it is really exciting to go to such a recognized university. And then Chelsea mentioned herself, the UCD campus is very close to the city, so I found that, when I'm on campus, it's always easy to get into the city. If I'm looking to write a story for this student newspaper, I'm just in and out of the city really quickly, and it's a really great place to be. I only have good things to say about it, so I'm really excited to talk to some of you in the breakout rooms and answer your questions. Thank you.
All right, we're going to move on to talking a little bit about accommodation at UCD. If you don't know, UCD has single room style accommodation, so you'll always have your own bedroom, and most of the time you'll have your own bathroom as well. If you're sharing a bathroom, you're only sharing with one other person, which I know is a pretty big shift from what we're used to here in the US. It's very nice. And on campus, we have Res Life, which means we have RAs, residential assistants, to make sure that you're safe. If you need anything while you're living on campus, they're there to help you as well. We have an on-campus grocery store if you want to hop out and grab sauce for your pasta or whatever it may be. We have laundry, social spaces, everything that you need to live on campus. As a first-year undergraduate international student, non-clinical, you are entitled to a spot on campus for your first year. So as long as you have accepted your offer and paid your deposit by May 1st, you will be eligible to receive that room. And booking is now open if you have accepted your offer and paid your deposit. And I think, yeah, life on campus, we have over 130 clubs and societies. We go as niche as having a Quidditch team on campus, which is really, really exciting. Couldn't exactly tell you how it works, but just goes to show that anything you're interested in or that you want to be interested in for your college years, we have it. If we don't have it, you can make it. One thing I like to talk about as well is our surf club. Really fun. You get to go surf around Ireland with lots of your friends. It's really important to get involved at UCD and make sure that you have a really great identity in your course, but then in the greater UCD community as well. Yeah.
Um, I'll talk a little bit about my experience with societies and clubs because they've definitely been like the highlights of some of my experiences here in Ireland. I'm part of like many societies and clubs, but honestly, like you don't even need to be a dedicated member to enjoy all the many events that they hold. Like last weekend, I am part of swim club. I went to Belfast and we had a ball and a competition. And I'm also part of like surf club, which she was mentioning. And I went surfing in Lahinch and they have like tons of trips. And yeah, it's just like there's so many different clubs you can join and you don't need to be experienced in the sports if you want to learn something new and you meet tons of people and yeah, they're just it's really impressive like how inclusive they are and how many there are and how many fun trips they bring you on and different experiences you get at your time at UCD by being in them. And then there's also Res Life, which is like a on-campus organization that hosts events. And some of them are like more chill events like knitting or baking nights or like writing nights or small trips out to like the botanic gardens or the zoo or other towns and like around or in Ireland. Or then some of them are like big carnivals and I'll be like walking back to my dorms and there'll be like an ice cream truck and I don't know, like a bouncy house. So there's just lots of different types of events on campus and it's really fun and you don't need to be a dedicated member to be included in many of the things and it's yeah, just a really nice environment to be a part of and definitely like some of the best part of my UCD experiences so far.
Thank you so much, Natalie. That was wonderful. So I would like to talk to you all about something maybe a little less fun, but very important. Federal aid and fees funding your degree at UCD. You can actually see your tuition letter right now in your application portal. On your offer letter, it'll say your tuition. It will also say if you have won an international student scholarship. So that would already be listed there. It's very important that as you are all taking more AP exams towards the end of the year, definitely send us those scores because they can only increase your scholarship potential. At no point will we take away your scholarship based on some of your AP scores. Now, I do say we have about 40% of our US students do use federal aid, so US financial aid, student loans at UCD. For undergraduate students, these come in really three main forms: subsidized, unsubsidized loans, which are in your name, and Parent Plus loans, which would be in your parents' name. Generally, you are able to borrow up to the full cost of tuition at UCD in loans. So this would be your tuition, as well as your, living on campus, flights to and from America, your food, all of that. So that is a possibility. Right now, our federal aid team is receiving all the information that you might have submitted on your FAFSA over the last couple months. The Department of Education has been a little delayed in sending us this information, so they are working to get you a federal loan package as soon as possible, but there might be some delays for this. We also accept private loans if that is what you are looking to go down. And for any of our Canadian students here, we do accept provincial loans as well. So once you get the information from your federal aid package after submitting the FAFSA, you will complete a financial aid application in our application portal. That will open at the beginning of April and it is due on July 15th. But we will have a lot more information about this in a webinar that it will be on April 12th. Feel free to register for it. There will be a live Q&A after. However, if you're not able to join us live, no worries. It will be recorded and shared widely after that. We are a Title IV school for federal loans. However, the U.S. Department of Education does not allow students to bring grants overseas. So if you're eligible for Pell Grants or for Teach Grants, SEOG grants, you cannot use those at UCD, unfortunately. We do actually have quite an exciting new scholarship. So the new scholarship UCD is launching this year is the Brian Mullins Gaelic Games Award, specifically for incoming American undergraduate and master's students who have previous experience playing Gaelic games like hurling, Gaelic football, handball, and to help them continue their passion for these traditional games at UCD. The application for this scholarship is live, and recipients will be awarded up to €5,000 per year for this scholarship. The deadline to apply for this would be March 15th for our undergraduate students. So I want to tell you a little UCD jargon that we have. You might have heard us talking about courses and modules so far. So just so you're aware, your course is your program. That is the degree that you are pursuing. So when we talk about your course, this would be your commerce or your liberal arts, whatever is listed on that offer letter. A module, that's just a fancy UCD term for class. A really cool thing that you could do right now is you can actually read all about the modules that you'll be taking in your course. These are all listed on our website, as well as detailed descriptions of what these modules will entail. I would highly recommend looking into this just so you can prepare yourself and really determine if this is the course for you. I know many of you do have multiple offers, so this will help you compare which one you would like to accept. I definitely recommend reaching out to all of us as well if you have any questions about this that go beyond the website. That's what we're here for. We know it's a really big decision about which course you're going to select, so definitely reach out to us if you have any questions about that. Your colleges will also be hosting some informational webinars over the next couple weeks. The Arts and Humanities, thank you, Chelsea, popping that in the chat. The College of Arts and Humanities is hosting an event next week, and so if you are part of that or if you hold an offer to one of those courses, I definitely recommend signing up for that to learn more. The College of Business did hold a webinar recently, and that recording would have been sent to any of our business offer holders, business or commerce. Our liberal arts and sciences group, that is definitely one that I'm sure you would want to join because it is a little bit more flexible. So you might have some more questions. That would be on March 20th, and you will receive registration information about that next week in your email inbox. So definitely keep an eye on that inbox. For all of our other colleges here, your program officers would be happy to meet with you, and they will be hosting future webinars. So keep an eye on that inbox. That is something I really want to stress too, is just check your emails because you're going to be receiving a lot of exciting information from us over the next couple months. And for those of you who do have multiple offers, I would highly recommend accepting your chosen course and then not accepting the other ones, just to free up some space for some other applicants who might want to apply. But also, as soon as you accept your course, you can start looking into our accommodation, which is way more exciting. But yeah, if you have any questions about that, definitely please reach out to us. And now I would like to introduce another UCD current student, Olivia Metz. She is a fourth-year student originally from Washington who is studying commerce. Olivia?
Hi guys, nice to talk to you. I actually am here to talk a little bit about the academics, specifically what the experience that I've had. I also just want to say that your course and your major, you are also able to have a minor or what we call structured electives. So I started off in liberal arts and sciences, which gave me a lot more flexibility with my courses, and I was able to take extra classes. So I'm now going to be graduating with 2 minors or structured electives, which is really amazing. One thing that I wish I knew before I came here about the academics and just kind of the difference of it is that it's a bit different in terms of how your course load is structured throughout the semesters. There's a lot more independent learning in my specific case. Again, it depends per course and what classes you specifically take. But it is a little bit less continuous learning like in high school. So you don't have a lot of homework or weekly assignments or at least a lot less of that. But then a bigger percentage of your grade is from exams and like bigger assignments. So that's one thing that was kind of a difference for me. And I kind of had to get used to that and structured my independent learning and my studying around that. One great benefit of that is that because also I'm in Europe, I was able to open up my time a lot more, and we're able to travel and explore what this country had to offer. And it's just been a really great experience and really been great, especially going from liberal arts, the transition to commerce was very smooth, and I'm really, really happy. I got to start off with a little bit of a looser structure to my classes before heading into my degree program.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing your experience, Olivia. I mean, the academic experience is incredible. It's different in every major. So definitely ask your student ambassadors when we get to the breakout rooms at the end of the session what their experience is like what it's like into the different colleges and programs to get a better impression of what it'll be like to learn at UCD. So we've had great examples from students of their experiences and what's going on, and I'm sure, we'll go through a lot more information here and look at more of a longer term, multi-month view of what you should be expected to do over the next few months. And part of that is this great opportunity for people that are local, that are able to attend our in-person meet and greet sessions. So we have a number of in-person events coming up, 7 across the country. They start on March 22nd in DC and continue through the next couple weeks, ending in Seattle on April 5th. Any student is welcome at any of this. If you happen to be on vacation in Southern California, but you're originally from Georgia, you can go to the LA meet and greet. Just let us know. But we have a ton of opportunities for you to meet other students that have offers to UCD that are considering attending UCD and going to Ireland for their degree. We'll have current students that are there. We'll have faculty and staff. We'll have alumni. We'll have our staff members there. So it's a great opportunity to really connect with people, to see that you're not alone in this. And I think I've been doing this a long time. And for most students, you might be the only student in your high school that's thinking of going to UCD. So it feels a little isolating. It feels like maybe you're the only one going through this journey. But when you get to these meet and greets, you get to see how many other people from your area are actually going to be out there. You start making connections and getting to know people and feel like you have a community before you even arrive on campus. You also get the opportunity to talk with our academic faculty and staff that'll be there to learn more about programs and courses, and then get your questions asked. So this information has been sent out to your email inboxes a couple times now. If you haven't received it, if maybe it went into your spam folder, you can check that, or you can reach out to our office and we can share the link to be able to register for these. If you're not able to attend one of these in-person meet and greets, we'd still love to chat with you either virtually, or you can go to ucd.ie/global/events, and we'll be across the country this year at recruitment events, going to fairs, meeting the next group of students applying to UCD. So UC staff will be in 16 states across the country and a couple Canadian provinces this year. So there's a lot of opportunity for you to meet us on the road, and we'd be happy to chat with you sometime when we're local to you if you can't make it to one of these events. So we're really looking forward to meeting you on the road and being able to connect as you consider more options. And as we talk about planning ahead, what is next for you? So the first thing I'm going to mention, we had a few questions about immigration, is one of the great things about studying in Ireland is that US and Canadian citizens do not need a visa to study in Ireland. So you don't have to apply for anything in advance. You don't have to send your passport to an embassy. You don't have to make an appointment at your local consulate. All you have to do is have a valid passport. Now, you have to make sure your passport is valid for the entire academic year next year and beyond. If it's going to expire within the next year or so from now, you should probably renew it this summer so that you have a long validity on it. But it's great because there's nothing you need to do at this point to prepare to go to Ireland. So it's a really easy process for students. There is a lot that you'll have to do to meet immigration requirements after you arrive in Ireland and to prepare for going through airport immigration. But we have a lot of support for you on that. We have webinars coming up in the future on immigration for students to know what to expect. Once you arrive in Ireland, you will register with the Irish immigration authorities there, but that's something you do after you've landed in Dublin and are settled in a little bit. So it is an easy process for students, and we do have a lot of great resources available on what to expect with that. But the thing you need to do right now is just make sure you have a passport and that it's valid and ready to go. What to expect coming forward. This is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, this webinar today, of what we're going to be doing for you going forward. We have a ton of opportunities for you to learn more about your offer as you accept your offer and commit to UCD, about how to prepare, how to get ready. So one of the things coming up, starting on March 12th, will be a series of webinars called Follow Me to UCD and the Kickstart series. So we have a number of webinars coming up that will talk about immigration, accommodation, life on campus, career services, and all sorts of things. And those webinars will continue from March all the way in to August and September at the start of term. So that information will be coming to your email again soon, and recordings will be shared with you. So we have a lot of opportunities to talk more in depth about some of these topics as we go forward. You can think about packing. This might be premature to start packing in March, but you can start getting an idea, thinking about what you might need and planning ahead. We do have a packing list curated over years of experience and with feedback from students about what to think to pack when you're getting ready to fly out in August. Looking ahead to starting your term, the academic term always starts about the second week in September, and orientation is always the first week or so of September. So this year, orientation is September 1st through 5th, and that's a really essential time to get to know campus, to get to know your place at UCD, and to feel comfortable and ready to go once classes start. in the next week. Plan to arrive in that early September period, gives you a chance to get over jet lag and get ready to start the academic term, and also gives you a chance to make friends and have opportunities. The other step that you're going to be taking soon is registering for classes. Something to make sure that you know and kind of internalize is that the timeline for Irish universities is typically much later, happens much later in the year than you might see at US or Canadian universities. So most Irish students don't find out where they've gotten into university until the middle of August, a couple weeks before term starts. So everything happens in a flurry of activity in late August and early September. So your friends that might be going to US universities might register for their first year classes in May or June or July. But for you as a first year student, it'll probably happen the first week of September. So it will happen a bit later, and you just have to know that we're here. We're going to let you know the information you need to know in time to be able to action it. But it does happen on a different timeline than what you'd experience in North America, so it will be a bit different. Something I can remember and can recommend, in addition to checking your email regularly, is to follow us on social media. So the UCD Global Instagram account has tons of great content, great reminders, and then also does things like Instagram live events and things where you can ask questions of current students. So that's a great way to get to know what's going to happen and what's going on campus. And then the key dates website, which we have linked there and we'll share, that lists the official term start and end dates, final exam dates, and all the things you need to know to prepare for your travel, when you'll be able to come home for the holidays, and when you'll come home for summer break. And we also had a couple questions about health insurance, and here I can help share kind of the basics about what to expect come to Ireland. Generally, immigration requirements say that all students have to have private health insurance while studying in Ireland. So you do have to have private health insurance. For your first year, it can be a policy you have at home. If you have, say, Blue Cross Blue Shield with your home insurance, you can use that in Ireland as long as it meets the minimum coverage requirements, which is listed there, 25,000 euro for in-hospital costs or emergencies and validity abroad. So you can travel with a letter that shows what your insurance will cover you and what it will be used for when you're in Ireland if you need it. There's also Irish health insurance policies that are available to you. We have a website that explains the insurance options, also lists a few providers and some negotiated group rates that we have available. So there is tons of support for that. Generally, you'd need to look into making sure your health insurance is set and ready when you arrive in Ireland in the summer. So this is something you'll take care of in, June or July in advance of flying out in August. And just in case you do need to use those insurance plans that you'll have, there are health services available for you on campus. So we have the UC Student Health Service open during the week. If something happens out of hours or on the weekend, there are walk-in clinics and hospitals around Dublin and around campus that you'll be able to use. On campus, we have medical and mental health care services, so ways to get a prescription if you get strep throat or someone to talk to if you're having a hard time. There's a pharmacy on campus to help fill prescriptions, and then tons of options around campus if anything else happens when you're in Ireland. And then we would love to have the opportunity to welcome you to campus. If you're coming to visit, if you're trying to make a decision in the next couple months, or if you're coming over for a summer holiday and want to check out campus before orientation starts, we would love to meet with you and have a chance for you to see our excellent student campus in Dublin. We have official tours that run during the day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, led by UCD staff members and with tours from current students. If you can't make one of those tours on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we also have our excellent student ambassadors, people like Ben and Olivia that you've already heard from today, that lead tours on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So we have a ton of options. We have great ways for you to come visit campus and talk to students and get an experience of what life is like. We also have a self-guided walking tour if you're coming on a Sunday or on a holiday and we don't have someone available to meet with you. We do have a way to get you on campus to see the most important landmarks. The most important thing is tell us you're coming and register early. If you let us know Thursday night that you want a tour Friday afternoon the next day, we might not be able to help you or get you into one of the scheduled tours. So if you have plans, if you have your flights and you know what day you want to come visit, let us know. We'll be able to work with you and try and find a way to get you into a tour to make sure you get to see campus the way you want to. So just reach out and let us know what your plans are and we'll be able to take care of you. I'm going to pass it back to Chelsea to take us through kind of the next steps you'll need to expect.
Thanks so much, Jim. That was a lot of information, but very, very important information. I really appreciate you covering all of that. Okay, so Next, we got to talk about how to actually accept your offer and considerations around that. This is not on the slide, but something I don't want to forget to cover. For those of you who have conditional offers, I just want to clarify what that actually means on behalf of UCD. A conditional offer is not going to be rescinded as long as you meet the exact conditions of your offer. Okay, so technically all firm offers are conditional on graduating high school. Okay, you have to actually earn your high school diploma for those of you who are currently in high school. So technically there's a condition on every offer, but if you have what is explicitly stated as a conditional offer on any of your offer letters, if it says that you need to achieve a certain grade in your grade 12 math class or your lab science class or whatever it might be, that is all you need to achieve. And then your place is secure on the course as long as you achieve that before and can show us that before August 1st, before you actually register for classes. So I did just want to clarify, and do let us know if you have any questions about that. So you should log into your UCD account where you actually submitted your application, choose the program that you would like to accept. You can only accept one offer, so you cannot accept multiple offers if you have multiple. Click accept, and yes, it is possible to accept a conditional offer, so that will be conditionally accepted. That's totally fine. And then pay your tuition deposit, which depending on the course, it does differ for computer science, it does differ for clinical programs, but the rest of our undergraduate programs are across the board the same rate in euros. And then please, as Bridie said earlier, update other offers to not accept. So don't just leave them there as, you know, offer, conditional offer. Please actually change the status to not accept so we can offer that place to other students who might be on the wait list. Your deadline, if you have offers or conditional offers, is May 1st. But not for clinical programs, and again, not for computer science. They do have different deadlines, which are stated in your offer letters. And then very important to send all of your final transcripts and test scores over the summer by August 1st at the latest to North America at ucd.ie. This information is also in your offer letters, but it's important that we receive your final official transcripts directly from your high school or the institution, or college transcripts directly from the college, and also your test scores directly from College Board or otherwise. But you can wait to have those sent once you have all of your test scores if you're sitting any of those exams in May, for example. Okay, very excited to announce this. We have created a WhatsApp group for incoming undergraduate students from North America specifically. So you can scan this QR code now. I'll make sure we will leave this up for the next like 60 to 90 seconds or so to actually go ahead and join this WhatsApp group. If it's easier, I'll also have one of my colleagues copy and paste the link to join. You will need to download the app called WhatsApp. And for those of you who have not heard of it, WhatsApp is the main app that students in Ireland, across Europe, and in the UK use to communicate. It's a texting app, and it also has a really great community or group feature. So this is not going to be heavily monitored by our team, but it really is just a way for all offer holders and accepted students from North America to connect with each other and communicate throughout the spring and the summer. We also have a UCD Global Facebook group for students from all over the world who have been accepted to UCD to start this September. I'll also have one of my colleagues share that link in the chat as well. But again, we are going to follow up with a recording of this webinar and these slides, so you will have access to all of these links later. So don't feel like you have to save them all if you have a bunch of tabs open right now. Again, I know Jim mentioned this a couple slides ago, but you do have a student welcome hub and more details on how to actually access that and what to look for in your Student Welcome Hub, what resources are there, those are going to be sent to you via email very, very soon. There's also an alumni connector that you can take advantage of even before you actually are a registered student. So that's also something that you can explore, I believe, in your Student Welcome Hub as well. Thank you, Bridie, for sharing links in the chat. And speaking of connecting, another way to connect is we really encourage you, even if you don't want to comment on this post and enter the little contest to win some UCD swag, but definitely follow UCD Global on Instagram because they share a lot of updates. Sometimes current students will take over their Instagram live and actually show you around campus to talk about their own experience. And there will be programming like this, throughout the spring and summer. So really, really great resource for you all to follow and connect with. But if you'd like to enter the little competition, please like this post, the one that's featured here on the slide. Comment where you're from and what you're studying or what you're planning to study in UCD. And 5 North American students that comment by March 12th, which is next Wednesday, will be randomly selected for free swag, and somebody from our team will reach out to you and get your, confirm your address and everything to actually send that to you. So again, find that post, comment where you're from and what you're studying, and please do this by Wednesday at the latest. This is our last heavy slide of information, and then I promise we are going to head into the breakout rooms and really start to dive into your questions. Okay, so just some further resources that we want to recap or really, really highlight for you. So the UCD Offer Holder site is packed with information. I think it's really important for each one of you, students and parents, to review that information. Of course, we, the North America Global Center, and the global staff on campus are always here to support you and answer your questions and help you navigate the information that you may or may not be able to find. I want to really highlight the UCD Access and Disability Support. That team on campus is great, and if you can always reach out to our team if you have questions about connecting with them. But if your student might need some extra, maybe accommodations or support when they are enrolled in UCD, it's great to go ahead and reach out now. Whether you have questions that might affect you accepting your offer, or maybe you've already accepted your offer and you want to get a better picture of what it's going to look like for you as a student in UCD, to reach out to that team. Their email address is disability@ucd.ie. But again, our team is absolutely happy to connect you with them. They're happy to schedule one-to-one Zoom meetings and really discuss those accommodations with you. UCD Global has not a Facebook group. They do have a Facebook group, but a YouTube group that has really, really great, insightful videos. And then also our team, the North America Global Center, we have a YouTube group channel as well. I don't know why I keep saying group. Bridie said it earlier, but please make sure you check your email often. I know you receive a lot of emails. I know it's hard to stay on top of, but if you do miss emails from us this spring and summer, you could miss an important deadline or really, really important information. So definitely look out for all of your emails. And our emails should not be going to your spam or your junk folder, but in case they are, occasionally check those folders as well. Make sure you're logging in regularly to your incoming student portal on SysWeb, which again, more information will be coming on that, but that will be especially important after May 1st this summer once you've accepted your offer. We have a jargon buster online, which I think is really, really helpful and important since we use, words like module for classes and programming course for major. There's a lot of terms that are a bit different in Ireland and especially in academia that I think are really important to become familiar with ahead of time. Reading your offer pack, which is the full one, is available online. We've already mentioned following social media accounts. Go ahead and look up maybe some clubs and societies you might want to join in UCD once you're a student. Follow them on social media. See what they're up to. See how you might be able to get involved. And then attending upcoming UCD webinars, whether it's hosted by our team or UCD Global or your individual college. There's going to be a lot of programming this spring and this summer. And like we mentioned earlier, we really hope to meet the majority of you in person this spring, whether it's on the road, maybe at a coffee shop meetup, or at one of our official admitted student events. So thank you all so much for attending the webinar portion, the information section of today's admitted student event. We really appreciate you attending. Make sure to reach out to our team if you have any follow-up questions. For those of you who are able to stay on for the next 20 minutes or so, up to another half hour, we are going to organize some breakout rooms here, and I will explain how to figure out which breakout room to go to.